Hey, Miss MVP, what was that podcast app you was telling me about?
Oh yeah, it was called Anchor. You should download it today. It's free.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it. Oh, wow, actually looking at it, yeah, like you said, it's free and it allows me to put my podcasts on everything from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere.
Yep, and you can make some money. So download Anchor today.
Oh, I definitely will do that. And I can also get it at anchor.fm.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, cutters and flowers, reapers and sowers, this is Dorian.
Hey, Miss MVP. Good morning, good evening, and good night. How are y'all doing today?
And welcome to another episode of the Convos in the Park podcast. Miss MVP, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. I suffered a mild brain freeze a moment ago, but I'll be okay. I will be just fine.
All right.
How are you?
I am doing all right. It's been a very busy week for me. Glad we were able to get together and record again. Other than that, I have still been celebrating the life and achievements of Mr. MF Doom.
Yes.
I've been listening to his music almost nonstop. But other than that, it's been good.
That's real good. I was reading this week on keeping on the line of music where the IRS and Prince estate, they said that his estate was undervalued and they added almost like, I want to say $80-something million to the estate cost. So yeah.
Wow.
Gotta keep hope alive, keep legacies alive.
Yes, most definitely. And speaking to legacies, just been doing my normal podcast listening and doing some looking at stuff online. But I will say to anyone that is an MF Doom fan, please be careful out there. If you are trying to get copies of the vinyl from either Operation Doomsday or Mad Villainy or Food or any of his other things, just be careful out there. People are definitely taking advantage of gouging the prices of the vinyls and CDs. Definitely be careful of that. And also, if you find some merch that is not from the MF Doom site, or I would say even from some of the record labels he was on, like Rhyme Sayers or anything like that, please be careful of it, because I think that especially in a time like this where people will take advantage, we need to make sure that at least in some way, shape, form, or fashion that the proceeds are going back to support his family. So if you see items out there, definitely be careful of where it's going. We don't want to fill the pockets of those that are scamming and taking advantage of it. We want to make sure that his legacy, right. We definitely want to make sure that his legacy and anything to help go to his family is definitely going in that direction.
Definitely. And speaking of legacy and keeping your family, earlier this week, Dr. Dre.
Oh, yes.
He suffered a brain aneurysm, which is it's a neurological disorder or an incident, and the aneurysm is like a bubble, an air pocket that bursts in your brain, and you can get a hemorrhage and suffer signs similar to a stroke. So it's not preventable. You don't know that it's coming on or anything like that. Most are harmless until they burst. So definitely gotta do your health check, wellness check.
Most definitely. But recent reports I've seen that he's doing okay.
Yes, definitely doing okay. Haven't heard anything. No news is typically good news, so gotta keep that going.
Yeah, most definitely. And to go into takebacks, I can go back. I will take back a statement I said from episode 10,
that Bun B needed to go up against somebody. Carry on. That's a different one.
No, I will actually take back a statement where I said that Trump would be more powerful outside the office. Definitely looks like I am definitely wrong in that regard, because Trump, through his tweets, incited storming of the Capitol building a couple of days ago, which definitely showed, if anyone didn't know, that there were two Americas out there. Yeah, it was on full display for the world to see a couple of days ago.
Yes, and there are a total of 4 people that died due to that nonsense. And I do not know these people personally. I would just assume that they are Trump supporters, because there's no way that I know everybody has to have a livelihood, but you have your name attached to that administration.
Yeah.
And there's no way that I could. And the education, what's her name? DeVos.
Yeah, Betsy DeVos.
She finally put her resignation in, and Mitch McConnell's wife, she was the transportation secretary. She put her resignation in. I think she was one of the first ones to do it, but they waited until the absolute last time to do something, trying to get out of there before have it. But
to try to detach themselves from Trump, but you've stood by him for the last 4 years. Why not just just go with it for the whole time instead of these last several days?
And Facebook and Twitter have suspended his accounts, and I'm like, why are y'all suspending him? Just delete everything that he says, his personal account, his POTUS account, and just take him off of media, period. His team should have done that years ago.
Yeah.
But they just let you know the type of people that are around him. They only attach to the name and the position versus the actual person. So.
Yeah, which is, again, it's just constantly what we've always, a lot of people have known. It's just a power game. That's all it is.
Very much so.
They're not worried about the individual. They're worried about the power and everything that comes with it. So,
yeah. But Biden-Harris 2021, 4 years. Inauguration is coming up. Make sure y'all wear y'all chest and pearls on Inauguration Day. It's virtual. And that is going to be on January, 20th? 21st?
I think it's the 20th, yeah.
Okay. So, y'all got a couple days to get y'all life together.
Get more life together, because, I still have based on everything that I've seen, I still have my wonders about, what's going to go on. But, the good thing is, looks like the Georgia helped turn the Senate blue.
Definitely. Stacey Abrams is a godsend, heaven sent. That woman did her thing. All of the celebrities and residents of Georgia that helped turn the state blue. The two new senates, they got the seats, so that's a blessing. That is a real blessing.
Yeah, now we just have to wait and see if, all the efforts that America has put through not only voting in Biden and Harris and, getting pretty much having the Democrats have control of the Senate, just to see where this goes, and not just, not for just the American people, but more so, you cannot deny the fact that the Black and, I'll just say the people of color votes definitely did play an impact more so now than in the last couple of years. So, I think it's honestly time for, them to kind of pay it back more than just, okay, well, thank you for your votes. And, we'll do our best to try to do something for y'all. But, we still have to think about the biggest interests of the people.
Yes. The reparations. We're always hearing about reparations. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It is now overdue.
Long.
It is overdue. The officer that shot Jacob Blake Jr., he walked away with no charges. He did lose his job, but he walked away with no charges, and I find it very pitiful that the mayor he declared a state of emergency or emergency declaration the day of the trial. He called the guardian. He did all the, I guess, necessary because he knew what was going to happen. Because if you knew ahead of time that this officer, everybody who was involved, from the shooting to the person who cleared the warrant, they are terminated. But when you have riot officers, riot gear, National Guard, you know that it's gonna go wrong. Yeah. Because if it's gonna go right, nobody's gonna riot.
No.
And I'm not saying put people in jail because of this is what we want, but he killed Breonna Taylor. Absolutely wrong address. Didn't handle the protocol properly.
Right.
The person who secured the warrant didn't verify the address. Like, not saying that the family is going to do this, but now that they're terminated, not attached to the city, county, and state anymore, I guess they can do what they got to do. Personally, go after them.
Yeah, and I mean, just like you said, if they didn't have the riot gear and take the National Guard into effect, they knew something was fishy about it in the first place.
Yeah.
So why even go through these motions? And then with that District Attorney Michael Gravely, kind of just dropping the charges on that officer. It doesn't paint a good picture, for justice overall. Especially with the kind of year that we had in 2020. So just getting that kind of news, it kind of makes me, I won't say fearful, but it makes me think of that, even as we go into 2021 and we want to see bigger changes, I don't think it's going to come anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, this man is left paralyzed from the waist down after that guy, Animal, shot him in the back, close range. And it ain't even that. He shot into an occupied vehicle. That should be the biggest thing.
Yes.
If he didn't get charged with anything else, shooting into an occupied vehicle where there were children, that pissed me off. I'll have to go off on the deep end, but every time I think about it, I think about Philando Castile, and I'm like, "Woo, not again, Jesus, not again."
Yeah.
But we live and we learn, and then he is definitely gonna be a person to watch, to make sure that he doesn't do this to anybody else, whether he's a cop at a different state or whatnot, or anything. But I wish Jacob Jr. a speedy recovery to the best that he can get.
Yes, indeed. And again, prayers for his family. Hopefully they continue to stay safe.
Definitely. I'm going back to the Congress situation with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
With all that doing and being said, that night the country banded together. You still had some people who contest, senators contest the approval of the electoral college, but still no, he won. They did all of that, thinking that it was going to hold the electoral college's count from being certified until after January 20th. Like, these are all unprecedented times that we're in, but the next person after you did not get voted in, the next person would have been Nancy Pelosi. If I remember the order correct, but let me fact check that and I'll get with you. But I think she's the next person in line after the president and vice president, Speaker of the House.
Yeah, I think, actually, if I
it's either her or Mitch McConnell. It's one of them. I think it's Nancy Pelosi because Mitch don't like her, so it got to be her.
Yeah, probably Nancy. I honestly think it is Nancy. After the president, of course, Pence. So, but I mean, even speaking to that, he even dealing with that situation back at the Capitol, when he got on TV, and he was telling the people, "Oh, go home, please go home. We love you. Please don't turn into violence." And it's like, dude, you're sending out the wrong message. So you allow these people. Well, I'm not even gonna get into the allowing other people getting up to the Capitol the way that they did when compared to any other time, but they just so happen to just
not look black.
Yeah, that and just trot themselves in there, you know, without any big resistance.
Because they don't look black.
Yes.
The police moved out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
No, yeah, completely agrees with you on that. Because I mean, it doesn't paint a good picture. It doesn't.
We've been saying that since November the 6th of the year he got elected.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's stuff that we've been saying, but it seems like America just doesn't.
And I want to say it was before he got elected. When he said he was going to run. Yeah, when he said he was going to run. It's, what a beautiful day it is to be an American. I was reading up on an article and I came across Lauryn Hill. Mm-hmm. Don't roll your eyes and don't turn your radios off. I'm sorry. She revealed why she did not release another album after the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which is still a classic.
Yes,
still bumps.
Yes.
Still relevant to this day.
Yes.
But she said the reason that she never came out with another album is because no one ever followed up with her from the label and asked her was she gonna write anything else. Yep. Spit it out.
Okay, so you mean to tell me, I mean, and all due respect to Miss Hill, but you just thinking this from the perspective of a record label. You got someone with an amazing voice, amazing talent, puts out an amazing album, classic album,
won 5 Grammys.
Yeah. And you don't think that anyone, an A&R, a manager, somebody would not be reaching out saying, hey, you just put this amazing album out. When we're going to get the follow-up?
She said that she claimed that no one ever followed up with her. And the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is because no one in her label reached out.
Okay, now, is she... I just don't believe that. I honestly don't.
Gotta be some. She's still getting a check from somewhere.
Yeah, she's going to continue to get a check off that album. But again, like I just someone that not saying that I'm a big expert in the music industry, but I follow certain things very closely in regards to music, black music in particular. But I honestly just don't see where no one at her label. No one would have been reaching out to her to put out a follow-up after that. I mean, and yes, she did the Unplugged, which was very different.
Very different.
But, that is nowhere near, a professional album. And with as much money as they probably made off that album and probably still making off that album to this
even
day.
the Unplugged.
Even Unplugged still making?
No, I'm just saying, even that on the Unplugged version, you can still get that one, and it can get streams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she said no one reached out. It's just like someone saying, "Well, what happened to the rest of the episodes of Combos in the Park?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, Dory ain't never takes me back." Like. Come the hell on. Yeah. But, all right. We'll deal with that on a different day.
Yeah.
It ain't on the plate. So, sad news.
Uh-oh.
The coronavirus and the super virus that's following it. Something came across my news feed, and it said that on Thursday, that a record number of people in the United States had died. It was the equivalent of one person dying every 21 seconds.
Wow. That's major.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine those kind of... Yeah, that's just something big to take in. one person every 21 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's yeah. Prayers to anyone that is dealing with the virus, or dealing with anyone, you know, that has come in contact with it, or symptoms, what have you. Again, please stay safe out there. And again, yeah, prayers and condolences to those that have had family members pass because of this.
Definitely. It was in December, it was like the equivalent of one person dying every 30 seconds. So I think that was maybe a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then now they're saying one every 21 seconds. So
yes.
that lets you know how serious it is. And I did not get my numbers or my reports from Fox News.
Oh, come on now. What could possibly be wrong with Fox News?
You can take that boy somewhere else. Nope. You can't be real with me. Don't bring it to me. Shit. Let's go on. Let's do what we do now. Make it make sense, Jesus.
Yes, we know Fox News. Yes, it's definitely not the best source. I'll say I will leave it at that. It's definitely not the best source.
Definitely not. What else you got for me today?
Well, heard news that we lost a very prolific author.
Yeah, Eric Jerome Dickey. He was the Black Guru, the Black Book Club.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. He was very big on my writing as well. He really got me into challenging my writing when I first started. Started small with poems, short stories and stuff like that. So yeah, it was, you know, difficult to read that article.
I can only imagine. Yeah. Yeah, he was one of those authors where I finally gave him a chance. I want to say back in 2002.
I didn't know that.
I read one of his books, and
did it make you cry?
No, it didn't make me cry. No, it didn't make me cry. But you know, sometimes when that book, or I want to say that author, just hits the sweet spot where you start reading a chapter, and then next thing you know, you read another chapter, and then you're forgetting about time, and you're 4 or 5 chapters into the book.
Yes.
Without putting it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first book I read of his was Sister. Then I read Cheaters, and maybe Between Lovers, I think. So yeah.
I think it might have been Between Lovers that I read. It might have been. Yeah, I think it possibly could have been that book. But yeah, just to hear about his passing, yeah. I mean, just to get this news of so many people that have affected lives, just, you know, back to back is, you know, makes you almost want to turn in your 7-day warranty on 2021.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I saw the trial. Y'all going on somewhere. So, the big topic, since we talked about Eric Jerome Dickey, it's not a big thing for men to write love stories or soap operas, as the old folks would call it.
Right.
So, swinging into toxic masculinity.
Oh, boy. All right, come on with it.
You can roll your eyes how you want to. For those of you who don't know, toxic masculinity is not valuing women, which Eric Jerome Dickey, he valued women. You tell by the ridings.
Yeah.
Not expressing yourself thoroughly. I know everybody is not good at it, but if that person is worth it, you will definitely find a way to say it, show it, or write that crap down and let them read it. Toxic masculinity is being homophobic, just so you know, and putting your hands on women and children. That is so like I know everybody's stressed out.
Right.
go beat yourself, if you know what I mean. Go for a walk, go for a ride, go do something, but keep your hands to yourself. Like, I don't know. How you feel about it?
I agree with with everything that you laid out for toxic masculinity. Definitely I'm a proponent of, never, a man should never put his hands on a woman.
Except for chokehold.
I'm gonna say, now a good shake here and there, depending, not, of course, not a violent shake, but just syndrome. But just to shake and get them back in, hey, let's just focus right here. But I strongly believe that we shouldn't put our hands on our women. Even if I see somebody that looks like they're about to, don't matter what harm I may put myself in, I'm always going to be the one to try to, protect and step into that situation.
Good deal.
As far as toxic masculinity as a whole, I think as a society, and especially with social media, I think we've kind of been that word to where it almost seems like, to a sense, that any action that a man takes that is not in total agreement for women can be seen as toxic, or they'll scream it as toxic, which, kind of gets back into that, the cancel culture thing, or the gotcha culture. So, we got to be careful with how we use that word. But yes, to everything that you said and described for toxic masculinity, yes, I'm completely behind. We as men, we are taught we got to be strong, and we don't let our feelings show too much. Don't cry. Don't do this. Don't do that. So, even speaking for myself, it gets hard to try to communicate or let my feelings be known. I find it easier for me to write it down or put it in a text or email than it is for me to say it sometimes, which is something that I'm definitely working on. Yeah. In the future, that for my future, but it's definitely something that we have to, again, just deprogram ourselves out of doing. And we have to learn how to deal with not just our emotions, but our feelings, our anger, our stress, not to take it out on our loved ones overall, which is, again, something I've been saying from the very beginning. Seek therapy.
Yes.
So, I'm in total agreement of what you said. I'm glad you didn't try to twist it and go any deeper or crazier into it.
I can. But women and men, because there are some who, your sexual preference is your sexual preference.
Right.
But you have to be aware that men feel the same thing that women do.
Yeah.
And men want to look nice, because, these man weaves are popular now. Then you have men who have body image issues. You have someone who may have acne, or someone who might not feel the sexiest. Men do not feel sexy all the time, despite women, how they may look when they come up to us. They have confidence. Don't get that confused with feeling sexy. It's just two different things on the outside and inside. Men get depressed. But you also have men who are in relationships and women beat them or hit them or emasculate them. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
That's a different subject. That's dominatrix. That's a different subject. But, women who hit men, that's not safe either. Yeah. That's emasculating. And coming from someone who has a son, women, moms, whether you're black, white, or whatever, you have to let your son know it's okay to cry. A, it's okay to show emotion. B, but it's a way to handle it, decipher it, remember how it makes you feel. And if it hurts, don't do it no more.
Right.
And if it makes you feel good and it's safe, then carry on about your business. But you have to definitely have men build their self-esteem, because toxic masculinity comes from low self-esteem because you think women are inferior to you.
It's true.
It's bleeding into the kids' lives.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think that pretty much covers all the topics for today. We will take a quick break for commercials. All right, we are back, and my park bench for today is Soho Karen.
Who that is?
If you don't know, it is a lady by the name of Maya Ponsetto. She was caught in a Soho hotel harassing a 14-year-old and his father about her cell phone that she thought the 14-year-old had stolen from her. She kept harassing them in the hotel lobby. And even when they said that, they didn't have the phone, she ended up tackling and assaulting the 14-year-old to get the phone back, only to find out when the Uber or Lyft driver that she got a Lyft from returned the phone. So even now, they got charges pressed against her. And even after the charges, she did an interview with Gayle King. And during the interview, she was saying how such a super sweet person she is. And Gayle, retorted everything was like, okay, from the video that we see, you're not a super sweet person, especially if you're, putting your hands and assaulting a 14-year-old. How can someone be that super sweet? And when Gayle kept pushing the issue about her actions in that video, she pretty much tried to go off on Gayle King. So, yeah, it seems like she has a pretty bad history of going off on black people.
Well, I don't know who the broad is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I heard Soho Karen, and I automatically think that she's white. Those of you who do not know, Soho is in New York.
Yep.
So, I had to do a little bit of reading, and the quote that I came across, it says, "I was approaching the people that had been exiting the hotel because in my mind, anybody exiting is probably the one that is trying to steal my phone." That is a quote directly from the interview from, what's her name?
Maya Ponsetto.
Her and Gayle King.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how you allow yourself to think that somebody is going to steal a phone. Yes, phones get stolen every day, but spend an extra $9-10 and go on here and get you some insurance.
Yeah.
If it was an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
iPhone people, iOS, I'm sorry. They got someone that they can find it.
Yep. Yep.
So,
find my iPhone, yeah. Find my iPhone, find my iPad. Yep.
Well, she should have used somebody else's phone to find it, because all of that could have been avoided. It's just...
Oh, no, but her biggest excuse was she didn't want to... She was in town, and she was in New York traveling by herself, trying to trying to visit her family, and the phone was the only connection that she had on her to her family, and we get so... And that's a sad excuse because, well, not only that, but we get so used to these phones that we forget the basic things like remembering people's phone numbers.
Common sense.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you got someone, if people's numbers are that important to you, especially family members, you normally tend to remember them vice plugging it in the phone and then just letting the phone tell you.
Are there any videos of the incident?
Oh, yes. There are plenty of them out there.
You see how much I care about it, right?
Yeah. But it just gets to me because, again, this is just another person out of dozens at this point.
Yeah.
That, feel like they have this privilege, or just because. And what strikes me about it with her is, when you first look at the videos, you would, think that she's white, but she's Puerto Rican. And, not to say that Puerto Rican people cannot have prejudices against black people, because I'm pretty sure they're out there.
Especially Cubans.
Yeah. And, but,
No, I'm sorry. Not all Cubans.
Yeah.
Let me correct that. Go have Miami come find me.
Yeah.
Listen, not all Cubans. I do apologize. Forgive me.
I think we got you. But yeah, you definitely have to be. Yeah, nowadays you almost have to be like
cancel culture.
Yeah. You almost got to be crystal point with everything that you say, or else, it gets taken out of context. But again, with all this stuff going around, we don't need another person just claiming that, or putting it out there that, black people are doing this and doing that. We've already faced that since we've been in America. Mm-hmm. We don't need that trend to continue going any further.
Exactly. I don't know. I wish the young lady luck in all that she has going on in life at such a young age of 22. Maybe you need to leave Soho and go sit your ass down somewhere else and figure out what's going on in life. Because if your phone that important, then, don't get me wrong, everybody doesn't have money to replace a phone. I get it.
Yeah.
But approach the situation with decorum. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's hard for people to approach it with decorum when, they think they're privileged to, do or say whatever they want without any repercussions.
Well, you're right. If you don't have the right attorney, you will be going to jail for some unnecessary BS. Just ask all the black men who are in prison for stealing $5.
Yeah.
The crime don't match the punishment.
Yeah.
At all. So.
No. Well, yeah, that's all. That's what I have for the park bench. Got any tips for us today, Ms. MVP?
Money tips. It's the first of the year. We do it all year long. Subscriptions.
Yeah.
Purge your subscriptions. If you don't need Amazon Prime, don't get it. If you got Amazon Prime, If you got Amazon Prime and you got Hulu, Netflix, you got Sling, you got Disney Plus, you got HBO Max, Showtime, and all this, and the third, you might as well go ahead and get cable. Because you only got all these different channels that are a la carte, but you still paying for cable.
Yeah.
So purge your subscriptions, whether it be to a food club, a TV club, a wine club. Well,
I would say, you gonna purge a wine club?
Cigar club.
Oh, so we just going, okay, I got you. We'll skip over that.
The wine club is very important because, listen,
okay,
it's educational and delicious. Did you not know that just in the Southeast region, there's like 12 different variants of grapes?
No.
Okay, see? Delicious and educational, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can say that about tobacco, but it's so many different chemicals you got to put on it. And grapes ferment naturally. You see that? Holistic vibes. Always. Shout out to all my ladies that burn sage. Keeping everything holistic. So, purge your subscriptions no matter what they are. And clean out your cell phones, people. The more crap we have in our phones, the more crap we're going to want to order and see. You don't need Kids Foot Locker. You don't need Hibbits. You don't need Champs. They all got the same thing. Go to the website. You don't need Foot Action. You don't need a whole bunch of shoe apps and all this other good stuff.
But what if I'm a sneakerhead?
Go to the website.
But it's easier for me to do it on my phone.
Get one then. Go to the website from your phone.
Okay.
Bigger picture anyway. Purge. Not the life. The app. The subscription. So purge. That's my money tip. Mental health check. Make sure you pick up the phone. Stop texting. Actually have a conversation with people. Conversation is needed these days. You do not know what someone's mental status is unless you actually talk to them. If you're a real friend, you know that something sounds different in their voices, or if you see them, if they look right, sound right, so forth. So don't forget to check on your people via phone calls. I understand our schedules won't allow us to, but 35, 45 seconds, text them, hey, I'm finna call you. Are you free? Boom, call them, and then I'm gonna make it short, to the point. How you doing? Do you need me? And keep it going. So, and Chucks and Pearls for the inauguration. I'm gonna say this every episode until the inauguration. So screw you. You can roll your eyes all you want to. I do not care. So yeah, that's all the tips that I got. Yeah, that's all my notes.
All right. Thank you for those tips. Now I will say that speaking to the calling, I am pretty bad with that. Sometimes, actually, the majority of the time, I'm usually a texter. I am working on calling people. Well, I'm working on calling more family. Starting there. I do have my friends.
I text my family. Carry on.
I'm working on calling my family more. Now I do have my friends where, we kind of, those boundaries, or I won't say boundaries, but those forms of communications are set where, we text each other, see how we doing, boom, set in stone. Now, I do text more people than I should call, which, again, I'm working on it. But I do feel that, like you said, we do need to check on each other, because I was just sitting here while you were saying, you can tell in the person's tone, maybe something is off. In the same token, you can also do that with a text message, but it's a little bit harder because it can be taken in many different ways. So, yeah, calling is probably the best thing to do, especially when you're checking on your friends, and especially your strong friends. During these times.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of text messages, toxic masculinity and text messages. Oh my goodness. The guys who, and not just for me, I have female friends who go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You text, and if I text you 3 questions, you're only going to answer 1. Some. Not all. Okay. So the guys who are toxic
mm-hmm.
and only want a text message relationship,
mm-hmm.
fuck y'all. Nah.
Point blank period. Okay.
Yeah. I have time for that. If you got enough energy in your finger to text me, knowing my schedule. Good morning. How you doing? Good evening. How you doing? Not all the time, because it's not needed. You got that much energy, but you can't hit send. Hello? I find a problem with that. Not once that week or once that day, but you can have a 5-hour conversation via text message. You don't want to hear nothing that I got to say. God damn. No. Social media. I blame social media. Shoot your shot. Slide in my DM.
Yeah.
I said instant message one day. I felt
You what?
I was on the phone with my friend and I said something about, yeah, he slid me an instant message. She said, what you said? I said, look, I know that is a very archaic term, but it's a form of instant message, so screw you.
Yeah.
She's like, you're showing your age. Whatever.
Ooh, I aim and yes, and the IMs. Ooh, yeah.
She still got an AOL email address, so she can't talk about it.
Well, yeah, that was the original shoot your shot there with the that and Yahoo chat.
College Club.
Oh, Black Planet.
You know what? I think Black Planet is still operating. I don't know where I have to fact check that.
Oh man, yeah. College. Yeah, you took it back with College Club there.
Yeah.
Before MySpace, before Facebook. Yeah.
Party Line and College Club.
Yeah.
That's all you had. That's funny. Hilarious.
That's a definite throwback.
So I don't follow well with trends and celebrity news. Let them folks do what they gotta do, but I find that this headline is very funny, and I don't want to even know the story, but Jeffree Star shuts down those Kanye West dating rumors once and for all. So I just opened that up. Mm-hmm. I was finna play it, but that's illegal. Yeah. So, he said that was the dumbest shit he ever heard, but y'all gonna read it for yourself, because Kim did say she want a divorce. Oops.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did hear about that. I mean,
as long as she been married.
I was gonna say it doesn't strike me knowing her history, but she's been with Kanye, I think the longest out of any other people she dealt with in the past. So,
honey, listen, like I said, I don't get in nobody business. I can't tell you nothing about the housewives of no city that they in, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I know New York, don't know what city, Atlanta, and Huntsville. I think it's one in Huntsville. I don't know. Yeah, so good luck with that, honey. But that headline was hilarious to me, baby.
Yeah, I've never been one to follow all that, reality TV stuff. Not to say that I haven't watched it. I mean, the only ones I really watched was Flavor of Love.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
I did watch Flavor of Love. I did watch Love and Hip Hop at the beginning. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But after a while, I just kind of stirred my way. I kind of took myself away from it because, again, it just, at first you think about it, okay, it's interesting, all this stuff going on, but then the more you get into it, the more you start seeing that certain things are staged and all these interactions are not,
conversations in the middle of the day in an empty restaurant or at night in an empty restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to watch Love and Hip Hop New York before Cardi B.
Yeah.
Which I think she was on it, 2 seasons, 1 season, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I was a fan of the show then, but I can't watch it now. It's too much screaming, too much back and forth. I tried to watch Miami because I love Trina, I love Treat, but it's just, it's like screaming,
it's too much.
Pulling wig, fighting, and bitch, you can't rap, and bitch, you such his dick. Trick said, you already know. They ain't got nothing to say. My nerves too bad. I can't.
Yeah, I can. This opinion I've had of Love and Hip Hop and of Mona Scott Young,
and I just found out who she was. That's how much I don't watch.
Yeah, I want to say when I really started falling off of it, I've been out there and I said that Mona Scott Young, I think, is the biggest pimp.
Yeah,
of Black culture.
Her and Tyler Perry.
Oh, not Tyler.
Okay, I'm sorry, not Tyler.
No, but I mean, in certain ways he is, because his stuff really doesn't change much. As much stuff that he has out there that can be inspirational, but it seems like it's the same old formula that he uses for just about everything.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's true.
You sound like I adore you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course it's working for them because they're still making money off of it. But yeah, I mean, a little change won't hurt here and there.
I guess if you say so. The football world. College football is supposed to be coming to an end soon with the championship. I think it's Alabama and somebody.
Yeah, I'll give you the quote. I'm not a big college football person.
I am not a University of Alabama football fan. Mm-hmm. So I am rooting for them to go the opposite of winning. So the championship game, that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. I have admitted to some of my LSU people that I am transitioning to become an LSU Tiger. Mm-hmm. Because what they did at Auburn University, I did not like. I do not know the history behind what's going on. I know that Gus lost to Nick Saban, and next Tuesday, Wednesday, his head was on the chopping block. And this guy, who they pulled from Pop Warner Ball to come and coach high school, I don't know what he is. I don't know his background, but this happened so fast. It's like, hurry up, let's fill the void. Right. With a man who knows how to call plays. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I am leaving the Auburn football fanship right now to transition to LSU Tigers. Go Tigers. I can still say go Tigers, but different color. No more orange or blue.
You sound like me with basketball. I've been a diehard New York Knicks fan. Ooh. From the early years when I was watching it, when they had Ewing, Starks, Oakley, even with them through their transition period. But I'm starting to go with the
Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets, yeah.
I guess it's not too bad. You went from shit to shit, but you carry on. I used to be a real big Pistons fan back in the day. Like, that was my team. Mm-hmm. From
we talking about the Rodman era or the Isaiah Thomas era? Or are we talking even after that with Ben Wallace? It was Ben Wallace. Yeah.
Ben Wallace, Alabama bred right there. Broad shoulder. I was definitely a Pistons fan. I was a Kobe fan for very brief. I used to love the Lakers. But the Magic was my secondary team. Why you rolling your eyes at me?
Which era of the Magic we talking about?
All of them.
Okay.
Nah. What you got to say? All of them. Shit. All of them.
Because most people when they say they were a Magic fan, it was the Penny Shack era. And then after that, after that fell apart, and they left.
Nope. All of them.
Okay.
From Shaq to Howard. All of them.
Okay.
That's just like, I'm not a diehard Seahawks fan, but I do love the Seahawks. That's my secondary team. I'm a forever Cowboy fan undercover this year because they crazy this year. That's Trump homeboy. I can't condone that. I have watched them maybe 1 or 2 games, but
Cheesehead over here. Go Pack, go.
But don't New York have several football teams?
Right, they do. They do, but
how you end up in Wisconsin, Green Bay? Yeah, that's right, Cedar.
Yeah, because I enjoy
the influence.
No, I enjoyed. I enjoyed watching Favre play when he was with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, and again, I've been a Green Bay fan, so not gonna transition for them. I think that's the only team that I'm not that I don't follow. You know, that's outside of New York. Basketball, Knicks, Nets, baseball, baseball, Yankees. Yeah, Yankees. Yeah.
I said nothing negative. Charlie Chaplin. Y'all, listen. If only y'all can have this visual with me. Those of you who know who Charlie Chaplin is, imagine that sitting across from you. But this one was not on purpose.
No, it was not. I didn't even recognize it until she said something about it.
Oh, hilarious. Yeah, that was. And I'm not gonna lie. I've been sitting here looking at pictures of Charlie Chaplin, trying to make myself realize, okay, it's okay that he looks like this, but then I look over at you and I'm like, damn.
What you thinks?
It's okay. It's not noticeable to the naked eye. I guess because I'm eye level with you. I can see her. I can see her lingering around, but it's okay. You know.
Yes, it will get fixed.
You sure?
Definitely.
Is it a growth? Does it have a mind of its own?
Damn you.
Blasphemy. So, I finished watching Sabrina.
Okay.
It was very dark.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching dark TV. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you have to exercise your demons. That's not the right exercise, but you have to exercise your demons.
Yeah.
So it's 4 parts.
Mm-hmm.
And did you watch Riverdale?
No.
Okay, so they mentioned Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a character from Riverdale that was in the bookstore. He had on a Southside Serpent motorcycle. So, that's cute. They coinciding with each other. Look at Warner Brothers trying to do something. But it was really good. Part 4, you can tell that the writing kind of changed or fell off or whatever, but it was really, really well written. I like Riverdale. Didn't even know they were intertwined with each other, but that, and I'm into witchcraft TV these days. I don't know why.
Do you want to be a witch?
So nothing wrong with that.
No.
I watched Craft, Lies of Feathers, Stiff as Wood.
Yeah.
I watched that growing up, and then I watched Charm, the original ones, and I watched the remake, and it was pretty good. It was very well written, but I'm just ready for I want to start watching TV again. Good TV.
Yeah, stuff's getting ready to come back around. I think, well, I know for myself, between us recording and my work, I really haven't had a chance to watch anything recently.
Would you like for me to watch something for you? Tell you all about it.
But I do plan on, well, I know I'll probably have a little bit of time to start watching some stuff, especially with what's getting ready to go on with myself, with me making a trip. So I'll probably get back into looking, especially now with WandaVision getting ready, so close to coming out and releasing on Disney Plus.
Oh no!
So I definitely probably will be watching that. But yeah, I think with as much stuff that was going on as far as COVID, I think a lot of, especially as far as like media, as far as TV and films and stuff like that, I think we're going to see a lot more stuff come out this year.
I just so happened to take a glance at the TV yesterday, and the Law and Order SVU episode on Thursdays. The jury, it was plexiglass. The DA was, I think he had removed his mask, but everybody in the jury had on masks. The audience, and I'm like, this is like real deal.
Yeah, this is
our new norm.
Yeah.
When SARS hit, and we like, shit, they way over there.
Yeah.
We ain't wearing no mask all day long. Like, how can you function like that? And I don't know how many years later, look, this is us. Like, when I go to the store, I'm also looking at clothes, but I'm also looking at freaking masks.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that I would have never thought. Nevertheless, year 2021.
Yeah.
That's astronomical. Like, born in the 80s, 2021 is not that far.
No.
But just hearing it, like, you go watch Back to the Future and they say in these years, you're like, damn, that was so long ago. Like, back then it was the future, but now you like, that didn't happen. That ain't happen at all. But it is now our new norm, and it kind of scares me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, it's like we say in the military, adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
Especially, and again, this is something that's not going away. I mean, even with the vaccines coming, I still don't think we're going to be to the point where we can walk around maskless without having the fear or concern of catching something for quite some time.
Yep. It's amazing. I have to sit back and reflect on things. Meditation is there, but I was thinking about new norm, and I was talking to my uncle, and he was like, it's our new norm. He was like, you remember Dick Tracy? And I'm like, vaguely. Very vaguely. He was like, you remember that watch? That Dick Tracy watch? I was like, yeah. That's our new norm.
Wow.
People are talking 70 years later. People are talking into watches. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you got to be.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I totally forgot about that with Dick Tracy. Yeah.
No, don't forget about Dick Tracy.
Well, I didn't forget about Dick Tracy. I mean, but I totally forgot about that watch.
Yeah. The freaking watch. That watch.
Yeah.
But, dang.
It is what it is at this point. So, in closing, Ms. MVP, what would you like to...
She just left.
lead the people?
I don't know. I touched on a lot of things. How about men with the toxic masculinity, since I leaned in pretty hard on it today. Sorry. I'm sorry. Because it has to be said. We have to normalize being able to be comfortable with talking to each other. Yeah. My attorney has something, I'm not sure it's her quote or a quote that she got from someone else, but I like it. It's, say it even if your voice shakes. If you think it's gonna be weird and awkward, it's gonna be even weirder and more awkward if you don't say it.
Yeah.
Because every time you see that person, you're gonna want to, should I, would I, could I, what happened if? So even if your voice shakes, say what's on your mind. If you hadn't talked to somebody, hey man, I miss you, say what. I'm gonna give you a good example. If I tell you all of these adjectives about, say, a dish, you can be like, oh man, this sounds good. But you're never gonna actually know those adjectives unless you put it in your mouth and taste it. Straight from the horse's mouth. If I say, I love you, I miss you, let's connect, actually follow through with it. We say, yeah, man, we're going to get up. And then 20 years have passed by.
Yeah.
So actually do it. Follow up with people. Embrace your kids. Embrace your boys. Tell them it's okay. Cry. You fail. Fuck it. Pick yourself up. Cry. But cry doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like any females who's in the military. I haven't been in the military, but I've seen things, and if you're going to cry while doing it.
Yeah.
Don't cry and sit your ass in the corner. It's pointless.
Yeah.
So follow through, keep up, cut the toxic shit out. Allow your boys to be boys. That way when you get a man in your life, his feelings aren't smothered.
Yeah.
So, long ass point, but I got that.
All right, well, thank you. Appreciate that.
What you got for me today?
I'm going to close out by actually saying thank you to you.
Whoa, Lord, what I do?
Anyone that's been following Convos in the Park for some time knows that my biggest hindrance has been consistency.
Oh, that's life, baby.
Yeah, it is. But, when I came up with the idea for Convos in the Park and to be able to reach out to people and touch people, I wanted, again, it's something that I wanted to be consistent with because, how can you reach out and try to help people and affect people if you're not reaching out to them as often as you need to? So I do want to, again, thank you for joining me on this journey and working on this podcast. And even though we're recording today on the 8th, this is technically the 3rd episode that we're recording in time. So yeah, I've been consistent so far, and I know that with you and our conversations, I think we can push for the greatness that we both see that Convos in the Park can go. So again, just thank you for going on this journey with me.
You're welcome. It is definitely not a hostage situation. Yet.
All right, y'all. That's all we got for today. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your loved ones. And that'll do it. Till next time. Peace.